Ever pondered life in the Victorian era? Not from a royal or upper crust perspective, but from the shoes of an everyday, often struggling soul. Come hop aboard this time machine as we venture back. The Victorian age wasn't merely about destitution and tough times. It was an era stirring with inquiries into societal standards. It birthed reforms that sculpted the very world we live in today. Get ready for some mind-bending history because Velo B's History Facts is your ticket to this intriguing ride. If you're game for this wild journey, hit that subscribe button. In the bustling streets of London, the air was thick with soot and the stench of poverty. Children, barely able to walk, roamed the streets shoeless, their clothes covered in grime, their bellies empty, a stark contrast to their wealthy counterparts. Education, a fundamental right today, was a distant dream for poor Victorian children. Schools required money, and poverty meant children had to work, not study. Illiteracy was a looming shadow that followed them. Work was not confined to daylight hours. Nights were spent in dimly lit factories, amidst the deafening noise of machines. Children and adults alike labored together, their youth and health eroding at the hands of relentless toil. Food was scarce and often unhygienic. Bread and gruel made up the majority of meals, with meat and fresh produce being a rare luxury. Malnutrition was rampant, causing a multitude of health issues. Housing, or rather the lack of it, was a prominent issue. Multiple families cramped into single rooms with little to no sanitation. These overcrowded slums were a breeding ground for disease and despair. The divide between the rich and the poor was not just financial, but also a matter of mortality. Life expectancy was drastically lower for the poor due to harsh working conditions, malnutrition, and lack of medical care. During the Victorian era, women faced limited opportunities for employment, especially if they lacked formal skills or education. In dire circumstances, a distressing number found themselves compelled into the perilous profession of prostitution as a means of survival. In the intricate web of Victorian society, the life of women in brothels was a somber narrative shrouded in shadows. These women, often marginalized and ostracized, found themselves ensnared within the walls of brothel houses, their existence largely concealed from the prying eyes of a judgmental society. In the grand tapestry of history, the struggles of the Victorian poor have left indelible marks. It serves as a reminder that progress is often born out of hardship and adversity, and that resilience is an intrinsic part of the human spirit.